Ederson's future at Manchester City has been in doubt for a while now. We're going to take a look at some goalkeepers that could possibly replace him or come in as number 2 to eventually replace him. There's rumours of him signing another year, another 2 years, another 4 years. That's courtesy of Craig Partytime in LB's chat. But one thing is clear. Only sign that contract if you want to be here, Ederson. The last thing we need is a goalkeeper, a number 1 goalkeeper that doesn't want to be here, whose head is in Saudi, who just wants the cash. What we want is a keeper that wants to fight to be number 1. And it's not much of a fight for you at the minute, Ederson. Ortega isn't giving you them 8 out of 10 performances. Ederson, you are. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at some possible goalkeepers that Manchester City could bring in to either fight for that number 1 spot while you decide what you want to do, Ederson, or in the eventuality that you leave, you look for a number 1 that is capable of being a number 1. Now, all of our goalkeepers are contracted until 2026, including the new Bettinelli from Chelsea that signed yesterday. So, saying that two will go in the next year, it's quite accurate, really. So let's bring up the list and let's see what I've been looking at, and let's see what I think we should do as far as a goalkeeper situation. Right, so we've got Ederson in there already, just for a side-by-side, or a circle-by-circle, however you want to call it. And the first one is a bit of a selfish one, just one that I've had my eye on. Dean Ramai. I presume that's how you spell it. Now, he's not a like-for-like with Ederson, but there is no like-for-like with Ederson. So all we can do is look for a first-class goalkeeper with a few similar traits. Now, Dean Ramai is on loan at Copenhagen from Borussia Dortmund. I think he's still there, not sure. And if we look at his transfer market value, €7 million valuation, 3 caps for Germany, 5 appearances, 5 goals conceded, 2 clean sheets, 1 yellow card. He's 23 years old, and I've just had my eye on him for a while. Go and watch the compilations. Like I've said before, compilation can make any player look good, but just go and watch him and tell me what you think. Moving on, Lucas Chevalier. There's his stats from last season. As you can see, shot stopping is well up there. Not bad, not bad. Short passing is up there. Long passing is not there. So let's have a look at him on transfer mark. 30 mil valuation, plays for Lyon, 23 years old, France international. 34 appearances, 36 goals conceded, 11 clean sheets. I've not been a big fan of him, but maybe that's because I look at Ederson and I think, you're not Ederson. But I'm going to do that with a lot of them, aren't I? Now, 30 million, it's a bit of a risk. We don't need to be risking any more goalkeepers. Bravo, for instance. That was a risky one, and it didn't pay off, did it? So, that's him. Moving on to number 3. Diogo Costa. Now, Diogo Costa is probably the closest to Ederson in this list. Obviously, he's not exact. Long passing isn't as good as Ederson, but you're not going to get a long passer as good as Ederson, are you? Defensive actions, similar. But Diogo Costa's shot stopping makes up for quite a bit of it. What we lose in long passing, the shot stopping, makes up quite a bit of it. Now, Costa, he does make a lot of saves for the camera. He does dive for the camera. But maybe that's because he wants to move and he's got a move on his mind. Let's have a look at his market value, 40 million. But I've heard that could rise to 50. 32 appearances, 27 goals conceded, 16 clean sheets, and he's a Portugal international. And as you can see, he's won a lot more silverware than the other three. 25 years old, so he's got a bit more experience. And looking at the goals conceded to his appearances, he probably does look a little bit better than everyone else on this list. Fiant Ramai, small sample size. Chevalier, he's just an unknown. But Costa's a bit more of a known. Moving on to the final goalkeeper, Mr. Trafford. So, as you can see, defensive actions, aerial, passes, they're well up there. But whereas Ederson slides to the other end of the circle, the mapping, Trafford is the opposite end. So we're going to get an opposite keeper to what we've got in Ederson. Trafford, nobody's new to Trafford here. We all know who Trafford is. We've got a buyback clause for him. He's at Burnley. He's got a 22 million valuation. That's euros, so about 18 million pounds. We've got a buyback clause. We got a sell-on clause, and I think this one would be the easiest one to do. But the problem is you'd have to promise him first team football. Now, as long as we've got Ederson, he ain't going to get first team football, and Newcastle are on the lookout, and they're looking at James Trafford. And I think James Trafford will end up going to Newcastle. But I had to include him. I just had to include him because there's been a lot of talk of him. So that's my choices. That's my picks for goalkeeper. If in the eventuality Ederson does leave, let me know your thoughts. Is there any hidden gems that you know in the goalkeeping world that you think could be that work well here? I know there's talk of Garcia, but I'm not sure if he's moved to Barcelona or he is moving to Barcelona. He's at Espanyol now, and it's looking likely that he will move to Barcelona. But Joan Garcia, Johan, however you want to pronounce it, he looks a good keeper. But Barca are on the up. Barca have nearly got that full squad to challenge Real Madrid in the Liga, and I think a keeper is another step there. We've all seen the Ter Stegen stuff on social media. But yeah, let me know what you think. Who should we put between the sticks? Get in the comments, let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.